I started practice here in 2012, and 3 years into practice, so that'd be 2015, 2016. And I know when it was because I had a 2-year-old kid and one that was about to be one. Got a call that Friday afternoon that said, "Hey, you got a big malignant mass on your thyroid. Looks that way, but you need to get a biopsy." So a week or two goes by. I actually tell my wife, we have my son's first birthday that Sunday, which is why I know when it was. We've got malignant thyroid cancer. This looks pretty bad. So I'm 3 years into practice. But luckily, the type of cancer I had is curable. And I'm now 9 years post doing well. But for sure, that's what led me down the road of radiation safety. Both radiation exposure and all occupational exposures. I think we just, well, you start so young when you're doing this and you're invincible. And so I think that we all take for granted what it's going to cause decades down the line. When I had cancer, the hardest part of the entire deal was having 2 young boys. Not even close. I mean, I went through they won't have a dad. How's this going to go? And in hindsight, my cancer, compared to what other people are going through, was very curable and very treatable. But your own mortality really changes something. And so that really put it in perspective. I changed as a person. I changed as an operator. I changed as a doctor. I was the guy that was here before everybody else and left after everybody else. If you needed a case done, you'd call me. I'd do it no matter what time. That for sure changed after cancer. Now I'm picking up my kids from carpool. I'm at every baseball game. I'm at every football game. So those things, in a way, that was good for me. I needed to see that. But for sure, I look forward to seeing my kids have kids and seeing graduations and those things. And so you have to be real cognizant of it. And the big, we talk about radiation. Obviously, I'm first and foremost. That's what's affected my life. But the weight of wearing lead, being able to play with your kids, not having back injuries, not having spinal injuries, not having orthopedic issues long term, which is what tends to get most guys with this, I think is an important point. We don't do all this to work until the day you die. Like you do this to enjoy your life. You do this to enjoy your kids, hopefully your grandkids. And so, yeah, it's definitely put it all in perspective for me.
I miss you.
I love you.
I miss you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, no, I definitely love what I do. I mean, and you commit your whole life to this. You train your whole life. I mean, but for sure, there's a lot more pause going into cases. I started learning about radiation safety pretty heavily after that. Systems were just starting to be developed as far as cath lab radiation safety. Eventually these systems are going to become standard. There's no doubt in my mind. Radiation protection and radiation reduction in the cath labs is a health safety hazard. So hospitals and any workplace for that matter, but especially hospitals, are going to have to take it seriously. They did in our case. We had to obviously make a sell to them as to why we needed this protection. We started with a few of our cath labs and plan to expand it to every one of them. It's been a success here for sure. My kids were young whenever I had cancer. They're still, so when my wife or my family brings up my cancer to them, they have a lot of questions because they were so young then they don't remember it. But recently they had an epiphany. My almost 12-year-old, like, your job probably caused your cancer. And I said, well, we'll never know. But there's a real good chance. And you could tell the wheels were spinning, and I think he got a little bit bothered by that. My wife was 100% against me coming back to work. 100%. I got the talks of, we have a 1-year-old, we have a 3-year-old, you have to think of other people. But she knows I love it. And so she's been a huge proponent of us getting these systems in. At least for me, I started talking to her 2 years ago about, hey, there's a radiation reduction system. These are coming out. Why don't you guys have it? Why don't you have it? Why don't you have it? So it's for sure, I think at least short term, in my case, the cancer is what caused everybody to be super, super concerned. Yeah, when we were looking at options of which system to go with, obviously we did our due diligence and looked at protection for the operator selfishly. But we wanted something that protected everyone in the room. We do a lot of complex coronary, we do a lot of structural, we do a lot of peripheral work. And until EggNest, we really didn't find a system that would reduce radiation for everyone else in the room. And since we found that, we've been able to do all those cases. I do every case that I want to do, I can do with the system and know that I'm not only protecting myself, protecting the scrubs, protecting the echo techs, protecting everyone in the room, and significantly reducing their risk long term. It's been a huge plus for us. No regrets.